YouTube, what's going on? This is your boy, the one and only DJ Troy. Listen, today is November the 25th, but boy, there's so many things to talk about that I don't know how long I'm gonna go for. I gotta start and stop the videos, so when you're free time, I guess you guys are gonna watch the entire thing. But I'm telling you, there's a lot to talk about. Alright? So let's get into it. Heading to work, trying to, do what I have to do for my family, take care of my health, do what's right. So let's get into the trending topics. As you guys already know, that yesterday, Turkey shot down a Russian plane over Turkish airspace, okay? And it's been a lot of fallout from that. Everybody is asking and begging the Russian President Vladimir Putin to just try to let the situation go. No one up to this point don't understand how come Turkey just shot a Russian plane out of the sky. It was just a really crazy situation, because Turkey, the United States of America, everybody is on the same page in the fight against ISIS, okay? But what Russia is doing in Syria is to try to slow down the traffic of ISIS or what have you. So no one understands why is it that Turkey would just shoot a Russian plane down. It's just a crazy situation. Okay, nobody understands it. Okay, but it has already happened, and what everyone is saying right now, that cooler heads must prevail. Because without fail, you understand clearly that Turkey and the United States are allies. Okay, point blank. If Russia does something to Turkey, the United States is going to get involved. And we don't want two nuclear superpowers coming together to fight. We just don't want that. It's just a very bad situation. Okay? So Russia's president, promised that there's going to be repercussions for this. What exactly this means, no one really knows, okay? But at the end of the day, no one wants Russia and the United States to get into any type of conflict, because that is just not good. You have two nuclear superpowers. That's not good, okay? Something that nobody really wants to see happen, and everybody would just like for Russia to call this a loss, Turkey to just cool out, understand that they know that it's a Russian plane, they know what they're doing in Syria. If they cross into Turkish airspace, why would they shoot it down? Okay? So everybody just hoping that this situation just stays silent. Okay? But as I told you guys before, it's world politics. It's politics in general. Politics is very complicated. It's motivated by different people's interests. It's motivated by money. Nobody knows exactly what goes through the heads of these politicians. It's very complicated stuff, okay? And some of these conflicts and some of these interests are intertwined, and people are going to different people's university. It's a very complicated things. What my point is, as usual, for my viewers, is to just let you guys know that these things are happening and they directly affects you. Bottom line, can you do anything about it? I don't think so. Okay? The only thing that you could possibly do is just try to vote in leaders that have some form of common sense that's going to do right for the people. That's about it. A NFL player for the St. Louis Rams was shot in Miami, Florida, Tuesday night. Why is this important? It's important because there's been a lot of talking about the troubles that the NFL players are going through. And there's been a lot of talk about different levels of abuse and different levels of, sports injuries, concussions that make these guys a little bit prone to different scenarios and different situations. But this individual was just in his car with a cousin. No one knows the full details of these stories because people have history. You meet people every day and you don't know what is really going on with them. People have different lives. You don't know where people are coming from. You don't know what they just did. So it's very hard to assume what's going on. What is important for my viewers to understand is that wherever you go, whatever you're doing, whether it might be family members or anyone, you have to be cautious and know your surroundings, okay? Like I said before, you never know what people are doing. So you might have a family member that you haven't seen for 5 years and you just go hang out with them and you get caught up in a situation. You didn't know that he was into that. You know that that person or her or it's just your family members. But what I'm saying is that if you know that people are involved in certain situations, try your best to avoid them. Watch the company you keep. Okay? Because my grandmother, family members always used to say, show me the company you keep, I tell you exactly who you are. This wonderful singer by the name of Adele. Okay, I guess everyone is probably tired of hearing about Adele because Adele is the person that is winning right now. Adele was able to sell over 3 million records. Okay, why is this important? Well, Adele was away from the music industry for 4 years. Okay, and she didn't release a single. She wasn't on the radio promoting herself. She was just taking care of her kids, of her child rather. And she came back and it's like boom. It's like she never left. It's like the people miss her. To all of my artists and all of my musicians out there, whatever it is that you do it to the best of your abilities and do it well. But at the end of the day, take care of your priorities because life has a way of coming full circle. You see, she was away from the music industry. She didn't release a mixtape. She wasn't all over the place selling herself cheap. She made herself exclusive. Okay, and look what happened. Okay, platinum success, the biggest album of the year. Okay, and it's gonna continue to sell. There's no doubt that it's gonna go diamond, which is basically selling 10 million copies. So it's important that you value yourself, value your craft, and don't get caught up in too much of the nonsense. Okay, shout outs to Adele for winning. Moving on to the next topic of the Black Lives Matter movement. As you guys know, there has been a guy by the name of Laquan McDonald who was shot by the Chicago police 16 times for holding a gun. Oh, my bad, I'm sorry, it was a knife. Okay? 16 times. And a lot of people get upset when we talk about the Black Lives Matter movement, but it's important. And I know everybody's gonna say black people kill more black people than anybody else in the world. That doesn't really matter. It's important that we respect ourselves. Black lives do matter. I'm gonna talk about, the continent of Africa. For the people out there who look at Africa and hear all the negativity that they talk on television, I was fortunate yesterday to take a taxi driver who's from the country of Mali. And of course, you guys know that Mali had that little terrorist attack that happened. Listen, people, Africa is one of the richest continents in the world. Okay? It's just that the media is portraying the bad parts. Okay? So, my people out there, the guy from Mali told me that every single day, okay, there's millions of dollars exchanging hands because of the gold that they're finding in the country of Mali. And that's just Mali. Imagine the other places that's happening in Africa. Okay, it's just that because of, you know, the people who go there, they bring back imagery to us, telling us that, hey, listen, this is what Africa is about. And it's not always that bad, because again, there are people working in Africa every day making millions of dollars. People, it's important that you research information for yourself and not just listen to what everybody is saying, okay?